Hello YouTube, this is Frank from Happy Coder, and today in this video I would like to talk to you about, as a solo developer on your hobby project, how to use GitHub issues and GitHub project to track your tasks. You're most likely interacting with some sort of kanban, some sort of project management system to track your issues, to track your tickets. But the thing is, when you're working for a company, there's always some QA engineer or your project manager who's in charge of moving the tickets around. As a developer, it's very rare that you would have to create your own tickets and manually, as a developer, moving the tickets around. So for the longest time when I'm working as a solo developer on my personal projects, I never thought about using this kanban to manage my tasks. And I would do some silly things like to use a markdown file with checkboxes to act as a to-do list to manage my tasks that way. And over time, as your project scales, it can get really unwieldy pretty fast. And after doing some research, I think this is the definitive way as a solo developer to manage your tasks more effectively. And this is the ideal workflow that I would like to present to you guys today. So we would create tickets or GitHub issues in a GitHub project. And you can understand a GitHub project as essentially a kanban that consists only of issues for a certain repo. So the first step would be to create GitHub issues in an existing GitHub project. And the next thing that we would need to do is to create a branch from that GitHub issue in your Git client of choice. And in this demo, I'm using GitKraken. And the third step would be, after you've made all the commits that you would need to resolve this issue, either in your git commit message or in the description of your pull request, you need to use certain keywords to link this branch to your GitHub issue. And the last step would be, after the pull request got approved, after your branch got merged into the master branch, you would see that the status of the GitHub issue would be automatically flagged as done upon the successful merge of your branch. So with the diagram out of the way, let me just quickly show you how it's done. I already created this project for my habit tracker personal project. And as you can see, these are all the GitHub issues related to this repo. And they all have the repo name at the beginning of the ticket's name. And as you can see, all these tickets, all these GitHub issues, they're all for this particular repo. And another caveat, another thing that is noteworthy, is that we have to make sure that in the workflows tab, we need to make sure that this workflow is enabled. As you can see, it states upon a pull request merge, it's going to move the issue and set the value of the issue to be done. So let's very briefly create a new ticket. We're going to select the name of the repo and create a new issue. We're going to say something very simple, small copy change. And this description is optional, but I just want to specify change copy from habit assembly to habit construction. And just to show you what we're going to do is, I just want to change the copy of this tab from habit assembly to habit construction. And in your Git client of choice, in this demo, like I've said before, I'm using GitKraken. After you've linked your repo, you're going to see your GitHub project and all its belonging tickets or issues in the sidebar under this GitHub issues tab. So if we refresh it, we're going to see, okay, we have this number 39 small copy change. What we would need to do is we need to select this issue and click on create a branch for this issue. And we need to make sure that the number of the ticket needs to be in the branch name. This part really doesn't matter. We can either keep it as is, or if you want to rename it into something that is more descriptive for you. In my case, I'm just going to keep it as is and click on create branch. And now we're on this new branch, number 39. And from here, we're just going to go to the text editor and quickly find the thing that we need to change and change it from habit assembly to construction. And in our Git client, going to stage the file, and this is what I was talking about. In order for us to link this branch to the GitHub issue, we would need to use certain keywords like, let me show you the official documentation. According to the official documentation, either in your Git commit message or in your PR description, you need to use one of these keywords to link this branch to your GitHub issue. And in my personal opinion, I think this is very silly because we already specify that this branch is created from this issue. So why would I need to do this extra little silly thing to link them together? But trust me, if you don't use these keywords, it doesn't matter if the branch was created from this issue. After the PR got merged into master, you would find that the status of the ticket wouldn't be automatically updated. The sponsor of today's video is myself. I've been building this English vocabulary learning app called wordforge, which allows you to deliberately practice the word you're trying to learn by asking you to construct complex sentences with it and offer you contextual and immediate feedback. So if you're trying to learn more English words, give it a try at wordforge.tech. So in our commit message, we're going to say resolved 39. Change tab name and make the commit and push it to remote. And last but not least, we need to create a pull request. It's from the Snappy habit repo, and we're merging this branch, number 39, to the master branch. And just to be safe, I'm gonna do this thing again. I'm gonna use the keyword and say resolved 39. Just assigning this PR to myself. And labels, really doesn't matter. And when we view this PR on GitHub, you're gonna see after we have merged the pull request, and when we go back to projects, we're gonna find that this ticket has been successfully moved to the done pile. So that's it, guys. That's really all I wanted to show you. If you're not using some kanban system that has this kind of automatic workflow, I would strongly suggest you to use the GitHub project and GitHub issues to start tracking your progress of your personal projects. And with that said, I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.